Ward Francis Weaver III, is a convicted felon. He is serving a life sentence without possibility of parole for sexual assault, rape, attempted murder, and the murders of Ashley Pond and Miranda Gaddis, in Oregon City, Oregon. Weaver's antisocial behavior began early. At age 12, he had physically and sexually abused at least one family member. In 1981, a teenage relative reported that he had repeatedly raped and beat her. Prosecutors decided not to pursue charges because Weaver had enlisted in the Navy. There, he met his future wife, Maria Stout. They had 2 children, a boy and a girl. One night, an intoxicated Weaver attacked 15-year-old Jennifer Ordonez with a concrete block. She escaped and Weaver was sentenced to 3 years in prison. In 1993, his wife, Maria Weaver, filed a restraining order against her husband, and their marriage ended in divorce. On July 1995, Weaver beat his new girlfriend, Christy Sloan, with a skillet. He was jailed, but Sloan refused to testify against him. By October they were back together, and in February 1996, they married. The marriage lasted 4 years. In August 1997, Weaver began an affair with a woman he met at work. They eventually moved into his rental house on South Beavercreek Road in Oregon City. Weaver's 12-year-old daughter, Mallory, and his son, Francis, lived there too. Weaver's daughter quickly made friends, and between them were Ashley Pond and Miranda Gaddis. On January 9, 2002, Ashley disappeared on her way to school. Friends and family, including Miranda, began to search for her. 2 months later, on March 8, Miranda vanished too. Neither girl was ever seen alive again. Looking for people of interest living near the girls, police quickly noticed Ward Weaver. This guy has a violent past as few. He bit in all his girlfriends and wives. Severely. It seems is a family thing. His father is serving a life sentence for rape and murder. But there were no leads to what may have happened to the girls. Meanwhile, Portland Tribune reporter, Jim Redden, got a tip regarding the possible involvement of Weaver in the girls' disappearance, and went on interviewing him, what he loved doing. Weaver told Redden that he was the FBI's prime suspect, at a time when it was generally believed there was no such suspect. Investigators soon found out a motive that could lead Weaver to harm one of the girls. In August 2001, Ashley accused Weaver of attempting to rape her. Although police didn't investigate, the relation between the two practically ended. The media smelled a story and Weaver had no trouble in talking to them.
I honestly don't think Ashley was kidnapped.
And there's a side of this story that's not being told.
Yeah, it's been a nightmare.
No, actually, I've got channel 2 here. Depending on how many girls were here, like I said, I've had some help, huge parties.
Meanwhile, people began to put some pressure on police, placing signs in front of Weaver's house with suspicious writings, that the girls were buried in the house. Now, feeling uncomfortable with all the attention, Ward decided to move out. He quit his job and told friends about his plans. Everything was ready for the departure. Then, with suitcases already in his car, on August 13, Weaver tried to rape his son's 19-year-old girlfriend. The girl managed to escape and ran to the street almost naked. Upon calling 911, Weaver's son told emergency dispatchers that his father admitted killing Ashley and Miranda. He was arrested trying to flee, and everything was caught on camera by a news helicopter. FBI agents finally have probable cause to search Weaver's house. And on the weekend of August 24 to 25, 2002, the remains of Miranda Gaddis were found in a box, in the shed. 2 days later they found the remains of Ashley Pond beneath the concrete slab, in the backyard. The city was in shock and prosecutors wanted nothing less than the death penalty. But the case against Ward Weaver would not be so easy to prove. And behind bars he started to proclaim his innocence, saying he was being framed.
We're making a big deal because I had handcuffs and wrist and ankle straps in my nightstand. Everybody's made a big deal about my freezer, that I put her in the freezer and she was in my freezer until she went into the ground.
As time went by, and seeing no other option, he started to play insane, saying he was hearing voices. At last, his second pair of lawyers approached prosecutors trying to reach a deal. Ward Weaver would plead guilty to the murders in exchange for the withdrawal of the death penalty from the case. He took that move after a plea from his daughter, Mallory, that wanted no part in a trial where she would likely be called to give evidence as a witness. After talking to the families, the agreement was signed, and in September 2004, Weaver finally admitted his guilty on the deaths of Ashley and Miranda. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He's incarcerated at Snake River Correctional Institution. On March 4, 2007, Weaver was attacked with a makeshift knife by another inmate, the barber, leaving him with neck and shoulder injuries.